Hi, this is MAW0001 here, or as everybody else around here called me, Mark. That's my name, so why not? This is Chapter 8 in the YouTube comic book community's review videos of the Dark Phoenix Saga. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I strongly suggest that you go back and watch them. They are all done fantastically by some wonderful people in this community. I will put a description somewhere around here or an annotation for a link that goes to Agent 42Q's channel. It was all his idea, so blame him for everything. These wonderful people have all given their time to put these videos up and review each of these issues for the Dark Phoenix Saga. You have got great people like redvitaminblue, SleepyReader, Agent 42Q himself, ComicUno, DacostaDC, James Donnelly, DrMonkeyBot, HowlerMouse, and obviously myself. That's what I'm here for. And we've all been charged with an issue each of this epic tale of space age wonderment. Luckily enough, I was given issue 136 of Uncanny X-Men, which is the Child of Light and Darkness. In this one, we get a splash page right at the beginning of the issue of the Dark Phoenix in space. The essence of the Phoenix Force, its talons wrapped around an unsuspecting and unnamed star, ready to feast on the energy that it's just about to produce by destroying this star and quite possibly the solar system around it. We then see that this whole moment is being played out in real time in the center of the Shia Empire. We see the Majestrix. Sorry, the Majestrix Landra, the queen of the Shia Empire, come into the hall, and amongst her underlings, if you want, they all come to the conclusion that no matter what, the Phoenix Force must be destroyed. We then go to Earth, and we see the X-Men not only trying to figure out a way to help Jean Grey to control, or if not control, then get rid of the Phoenix Force out of her. They're not only trying to battle their own this godlike entity that is literally destroying their friend, but they're also battling their own demons, their own inabilities to believe that they can do this. They have got a task in front of them that is possibly one of the biggest threats that they have ever had to face in their entire existence as mutants or as a team. We then see Jean Grey, or the Dark Phoenix, go to her parents' home, and as she tries to explain to her parents what is happening, because the Phoenix Force is inside her, it's amplified her telepathic abilities to a point where she can no longer control them, and she can't help herself. She is reading the emotions, the thoughts of her family and her sister and her mum and dad, and she finds that they're scared of her, they're petrified of her, they're putting on a very brave facade in front of her, but to her psychic abilities, their way they are viewed to her by her eyes, in her mind, she knows that they are absolutely petrified of her. This kicks off the Phoenix Force, and as a show of strength, it destroys a pot plant, simply saying that if it wanted to, it could destroy the whole Earth, the whole solar system, as easily as it destroyed the simple plant. That it just vaporized. As her parents are getting more and more fearful of their own daughter, the X-Men come in to help Jean Grey in trying to save her from the Phoenix Force and herself. We see each individual member of the X-Men battle the Dark Phoenix. You see Storm trying to attack a force of universal energy with the energies of the world, with the weather of the planet. You see Colossus using brute strength. There is a point where Wolverine has a chance to end it all by killing Jean Grey, and fails to do so because of his feelings for her, and it ends up coming upon Scott Summers, Cyclops, to distract Jean Grey just enough for Professor X to come along and basically give the Phoenix Force an embolism. This enrages the Dark Phoenix to a point where she lets forth the full flow of the Phoenix Force, and it's only through the sheer power of Professor X's own telepathic abilities that he manages to shut down the Phoenix Force and possibly eradicate it from Jean Grey. But the X-Men don't have a chance to celebrate this victory, as they are in a ball of light suddenly transported off-world to who knows where. The whole of this issue is about battling your own demons. You see the X-Men in the X-Men in the school. Each of them are battling their own demons. They are all realizing that they're having to face this godlike entity that is inhabiting their friend's body. They want to save their friend. They want to save the day, save the universe, save the earth. But all of them know that there's a possibility that they might not be able to save everything and everybody. There's always that possibility that somebody from this battle, going into this battle, might not come back out of it. You've got Hank McCoy, who is using all his intelligence to try and create a device that would enable Jean Grey's psychic abilities to be dampened, and hopefully dampen the Phoenix Force's power over Jean Grey. You see Scott Summers. He's the leader of the X-Men, but he feels in some way that he isn't strong enough to lead the X-Men. Will he be strong enough to do what he needs to do when the time comes? You see Nightcrawler, Colossus and Wolverine, all great friends, but they're all worrying about the fact that will they be able to stop this immense threat that they are going to have to come up against. You also see the fear of Jean Grey's parents, not only for their daughter, but also the fear of what their daughter has become. This part with Jean Grey's parents, you could almost see as what it would have been like when they first found out that their daughter was a mutant. Now their daughter is this godlike being that can destroy whatever she feels like doing just on a whim. You know, they are understandably terrified about what's going on. But not only that, reading this issue, it does make you wonder what has tainted who. Has the Phoenix Force, with all its power, tainted Jean Grey to create the Dark Phoenix? Or is it actually Jean Grey who is affecting the Phoenix Force in a way that is making it want to destroy things? Her own fears, her own worries about her own powers becoming so big that she can't control them themselves. Now she has this power that is so big that she cannot control it, and it is, for all sense, controlling her. but you still get a feeling that through all of this, the whole merging of the Phoenix Force and Jean Grey has somehow tainted both of them. It's not the Phoenix Force making Jean Grey evil, or Jean Grey making the Phoenix Force evil. This whole marriage of beings just should never have been, and because of that, you get this evil bastardization of this force that, as much as it's being used for destruction in its name, can also be used for rebirth as well. The Phoenix rising from the ashes, in this story you see plenty of moments where you'll see the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix, rising from the ashes of a star or a battle cruiser that's gone to fight it, or a solar system that's been wiped out from this entity. The whole series is just a mind-blowing story. The whole, every single issue of this, you can read each issue separately and you'll get something out of every single issue. When you read all of these issues together, you get a saga of the magnitude of something like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or anything like that. The Phoenix Saga is just such a, it is a literary masterpiece that unfortunately isn't given its own merit due to the fact that it is encased inside this flimsy little bit of paper with pictures in it. If this was written by Oscar Wilde, or if this was actually written down in words, I would imagine it would be right up top, in the New York Times top 10 bestsellers of all time. But because it's in a comic book, it's not really given it the dues that it's warranted. It should be given. The next part of this, issue 137, The Fate of the Phoenix, will be reviewed by HowlerMouse tomorrow. Hopefully, as long as I manage to get this video up in time. Fingers crossed. As I said, if you haven't seen the rest of these videos, please go back and watch everybody's videos. They've all done sterling work. Every single video for each of these issues is just brilliant. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy watching all the other videos, and I hope you enjoyed watching this one as well. And remember that whatever comics you read, always enjoy them. Ta-ta for now.